My dear students of class 10, today we will read and discuss three different poems. Those are there along with the poem A Tiger in the Zoo. Right. These three poems are very short but important also. Why important? Because these three poems will help us to understand the poem A Tiger in the Zoo in a better way, because the content, the theme of these three poems are also very much similar, alike with the poem A Tiger in the Zoo. And also, if any descriptive question comes from this poem in our examination, these three poems will also help you to write the answers in a better way. Right? You can give reference, right? You can compare while you are writing the answers. Right? That's why we have to understand these three poems also. Right? The more we will read, the more we will have knowledge, and then we can write the answers in a better way also. So, I will start the poem and I will discuss now. First, I will read the poem The Tiger by Peter Niblet. Peter Niblet. The Tiger. The tiger, behind the bars of his cage, growls. The tiger, behind the bars of his cage, snarls. The tiger, behind the bars of his cage, roars. Then he thinks. See. Here also, the poet Peter Niblet is also talking about the agony, the helplessness about a tiger who has to stay inside the cage. Right? So the tiger behind, the tiger who is staying, who is living behind the bars of his cage. Bars means the iron rod of the cage. Right? So behind the bars growls. What is growling? That is a low guttural sound made in the throat, that is without opening your mouth. So kind of noise that is making a tiger, that is growling. Right? Sometimes in our areas also we can hear this kind of noise made by the dogs. Right? So growling means low guttural sound, not very high pitched. That is growling. Right? And remember, means while the tiger makes this growling, means growling noise or growls, it doesn't open its mouth. Right? The tiger behind the bars of his cage snarls. Snarls means aggressive growls with bird teeth. Sometimes it shows the teeth. Right? Means you can also see the book, and there it is written that snarls make an angry warning sound. Right? Means makes an angry warning sound. That is snarl. So these are all different types of sounds. Right? Then the tiger behind the bars of his cage roars. What is roar? It's extreme sound. A high pitched, low means high pitched, loud, and prolonged sound. High pitched, loud, and prolonged sound. So growls, snarls, and roars. These are three different types of sounds, right? So these are the onomatopoeia in figure of speech. Onomatopoeia. ONOMATOPOEIA. Right? Figure of speech, onomatopoeia. Because these words in one hand talks about sound, and also it is creating, right, kind of sound in our mind also. That's why onomatopoeia. So the tiger behind the bars of his cage growls, snarls, roars. Then he thinks, after doing all these things, the tiger thinks, it would be nice not to be behind bars all the time. It would be nice, very nice, good, not to be behind bars all the time. Means not to remain, not to stay behind the bars, mean inside the cage all the time, because they spoil my view, right? They spoil means destroy or kill, right? Nowadays you are they are inside your home, you cannot go outside easily. So also you feel that nowadays the government is spoiling your view. But actually, if we have to safe, if we have to stay safe, we have to remain outside, right? To break the chain of COVID-19. So, but actually the tiger is caged, right, and kept in the cage by the zoo authorities, right, and they snatch the tiger's freedom. Means no one likes that, not even an animal also, right? So because they spoil my view, that's why the tiger wants to go outside. I wish I were wild, not on so. So I wish I were wild. Wild means I wish, I want. The tiger wishes that he must be there in wild, right? Wild means in the forest, natural habitat, that is in jungle, right? Living in the forest. And I were, that is subjunctive mood, right? I were. Generally after I we use was, but when you are talking about extreme desire, I wish I were a bird, right? Here the tiger is thinking, wishing that he might be there in the forest, not on show. Show means that kind of circus show, right? Magic show. So not on the show, right? But if I were wild, means if I remain in the forest, hunters might shoot me. Hunters might kill me, right? Shoot with the gun, right? So might kill me. But if I were wild, food might poison me. Food might poison me means he might eat poisonous food, right? Means suppose any means the group of hunters, they kept any food, right, after mixing poison, then also after eating that food the tiger might die. That's why he is saying that if I were wild, food might poison me. Also other different kinds of foods that can poison him. But if I were wild, water might drown me. Means suppose he means went to drink water, right? Or he goes to drink water, then by chance the tiger can go inside the river, right? And also can drown. So the water might drown me. So the three problems: hunters might shoot me, food might poison me, water might drown me, right? Then he stops thinking about, means actually in one hand he wants to go outside of his cage, then but he cannot go outside. That's why he is giving logic. He is saying that if I go outside, hunters might shoot me, food might poison me, water might drown me. Then he stops thinking, and then dot dot dot. Right? Then tiger behind the bars of his cage growls. Tiger behind the bars of his cage snarls. Behind the bars of his cage roars. So this kind of tiger remains inside the cage and growls, snarls and roars. So the same activity, same thing. Actually the tiger wants to go outside, but the tiger cannot go outside because the zoo authorities, they will not allow the tiger to go outside the cage. They interned him, right? And they were forcing the tiger to perform on the show, to show their tricks to the audience. Next, we will move on to the poem, The Panther. What is panther? It's kind of leopard. Leopard, leopard. Okay. Generally, black panthers. We hear about the term black panther. It's a black colored panther. Black. It's kind of leopard. Okay. His vision from the constantly passing birds has grown so weary that it cannot hold anything else. His vision means eyesight, right? That state of being able to see something from any place. Suppose you are sitting inside the room and you are watching outside through the window, right? So then your vision had the vision of the panther from the constantly passing birds, means he was remaining inside the birds, behind the birds, inside the cage constantly, continuously. So for his constant survival, constant and remaining there, means he was remaining there constantly. That's why that has grown so weary that it cannot hold anything else. So he was staying there continuously, and for that he was tired, exhausted, and he was so much tired that he cannot see anything properly, right? It seems to him there are 1,000 birds, means kind of illusion. He was staying there constantly, continuously inside the cage, and for that state of being there, he had a kind of illusion that there are 1,000 birds, and behind the birds no world. Behind the birds no world means a panther generally lives in the forest also, but he has to stay inside the cage, right? So again the agony, helplessness. So his vision from the constantly passing birds has grown so weary that it cannot hold anything else. So as the panther was staying inside the cage constantly, that's why he was so much tired that he cannot see anything properly, right? Behind the bars, and it seems to him that there are 1,000 birds. Kind of illusion. He was staying there constantly. For that, he was kind of puzzled, right? So he was thinking there are 1,000 birds. Means no endless birds. 1,000 means here actually endless birds, and behind the birds no world. There's no world for him actually. As he paces in cramped circles over and over, the movement of his powerful soft strides is like a ritual dance around a center in which a mighty will stands paralyzed. As he paces means moves in cramped circles. Cramped means restricted, bound circles, over and over, continuously. The movement of his powerful, soft strides. The movement of his powerful, strong, that is, and soft strides. Strides means steps, decisive steps, right? So steps now is like a ritual dance around the center. So he was kind of moving inside his cage, and he was kind of circling. That's why kind of he was doing a ritual dance, right? In which a mighty will stands paralyzed. Mighty means powerful, mighty, very much powerful person or anyone will become paralyzed. If you have to stay inside a cage, you will become paralyzed because of the lack of the movement. Actually, he has to stay there, and he has to encircle, right? Move in that restricted place. So for that, and he cannot see outside, so he's becoming paralyzed. Paralyzed here actually inactive, right? Not so much powerful. Only at times, means sometimes, the curtain of the pupils, right? Curtain of the means he opens the eyes, right? So curtain of the pupils lifts. So he lifts the pupils up, the curtain of the pupils. He lifts the curtains of the pupils quietly, peacefully, calmly, and an image enters in. So whenever he opens his eyes, an image enters in, rushes down through the tensed, arrested muscles, plunges into the heart, and is gone. So whenever he opens his eyes, he looks at outside, and an image enters in. Image, kind of picture enters in. The outside picture enters in his mind, and that rushes down, that goes down through the tensed, arrested muscles. Why tensed? Because he is there inside the cage, so tensed, arrested. Arrested means not free, kind of restricted, bound, right? Say muscles, and plunges, goes down, actually drowned in this plunge, is to plunge in the water. So the image goes down the into the heart and it's gone. So inside his heart, and then it's gone forever. Means he forgets, right? Then we have another poem, that is The Greater Cats, written by Victoria Sackville West. Victoria Sackville West. Greater cat means, actually the poetry is talking about the cat family. Greater cat means actually lion, right? So the agony of the greater cats, lions, actually the most powerful animal, right, of cat family, that is greater cats. That's why lions, with the greater cats with golden eyes stare out between the bars. Golden eyes, the eyeballs are golden color. Stare out means cats, that's why. So look out between the bars, between the iron rods of his cage. Deserts are there and different skies, and night with different stars. Deserts means open fields are there and different skies. The inside of the means from the inside of the cage, the lion sees a kind of different sky, and so that's why he's thinking that different skies and night with different stars. So if He has to stay inside the cage. He sees, he observes, he feels a different sky. And if he is free in the jungle, he will observe, he will see another different sky. So actually the poet is talking about the helplessness, agony of the lion, the greater cats. Okay, so in these three poems, all actually the poets are talking about the helplessness, the agony of the caged animals. Okay, that's all. Thank you.